Well, what we always have to remember is that when they say they want women back home, they don't mean us.
Right.
Because they do want us in the home, cooking for the white family.
Yes.
They want back the kind of world in the 1950s where the only time you saw a black woman, she had a maid's uniform on, and she was taking care of your children. And the only time they saw a black man is that he was their butler and their driver.
Right.
They really miss the hierarchical past that we tried to leave behind. But that's not that old. We're talking about the 1950s. They desperately want that world back, if not the 40s, 30s, or the 1890s. So the goal of trying to force the country backwards to that late 19th century or early 20th century, they're very serious about. And one of the reasons they're so serious about it is that if you go back before the 20th century, there were no income taxes, there were no regulations on business. You could earn as much money as you want, leave 100% of it to your children with no taxes.
Right.
That's the world they want back. And to get it back, they need society to change. They need people to be less modern. They need people to want fewer things. They need people to be satisfied just being workers. And they don't really believe that any of us have natural rights.
Yeah.
They believe only the super rich, only the billionaires have real true rights, and everyone else are just workers.
Wow. Do you consider yourself an activist, Mr. Lloyd?
I think of myself as an activist journalist. You know, I'm fundamentally a journalist, but I do believe that you have to be an activist if you're a journalist, because we're kind of the last thing standing between us and fascism.
Yeah.
The government is gone. The courts are bought and sold. The Supreme Court will not save us. We always, as Black people, counted on the federal government to protect us from states' rights conservatives in the South. We counted on the Supreme Court, and during the 20th century, even though the court was almost entirely white, they did miraculous things to save us from this kind of autocracy. That's all gone.
Right.
All of that infrastructure is gone. So all that's left is for us to tell the truth, to scream out the truth. And so if that means I have to be an activist, then that's what I'm willing to be.
Absolutely. And how would you like to see activism progress for us now? Because we need it more than ever.
Yeah, we just have to speak loudly. I mean, the thing that the conservatives, that the autocrats want us to do is to be afraid.
Right.
They want us to be terrified, to hide in our homes, to not be afraid, to be too afraid to speak out. And so what we have to do is we have to force ourselves to be brave. We're facing what our ancestors faced, but with far more resources. Don't allow anyone to change you. Look yourself in the mirror every morning and say, hey, bitch, you are the baddest thing in the world. You are great. You are smart, you are worthy. And you just have to convince yourself. You almost have to spin yourself. For a while I worked in politics, and my job was to spin. And what I always would say on those campaigns was the first person you have to spin is yourself.